If you've tried getting more money by working harder, experimenting with new sources of income, growing your business, winning the lottery, or manifesting, but nothing is working, this video is what you've been missing. Hi, I'm Coach Katie, creator of Manifest Best. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and check out my courses, coaching, and meditations through the link in my description because I'm here to make manifestation actually make sense and work for you when nothing else has. Whether you want more money, love, or anything else, there's something for you at my link. But today we're talking about money. And I know you like that shit, so let's get into it. This video is going to help you get more money starting today. Whether you're a successful business owner who wants even more wealth, or you're hopelessly unemployed and have never been good with money, there's going to be something here for you because literally anyone can do this when you have the right strategy. But I know that sounds too good to be true, and you're probably very skeptical, and rightfully so. But in these next few minutes, I'm going to show you why this approach is different and deserves your trust. Even if you feel like you've tried everything, you've hired business coaches and marketing teams, or you've applied to a million jobs, even tried your luck with the stock market. And maybe you've even had some success along the way, but nothing really seems to stick. You're still not reaching the full potential that a part of you knows you have. And I'm not here to talk about generic manifestation stuff that you've literally heard a million times. The affirmations, the journaling, the visualizing your higher self. Money isn't something that happens when you spend 5 minutes wishing for your dream life while you sip your morning coffee and you're already stressed about the day ahead. Money is what happens when you become the version of you who has as much of it as you want. So if you don't have as much money as you want, I guarantee it's because you have not made that change yet. Frankly, if you had already made that change, you wouldn't be watching this video. And if you feel like you've tried all the stuff before and maybe it even worked temporarily, but you just reverted back to your old income, it's really not your fault. And it's certainly not because making more money is impossible. It's because your old way of approaching this problem was kind of like putting a band-aid on a broken arm. It feels productive, but it's not fixing the actual issue. So here's what's actually going on and why my approach is different. Most business programs and manifestation courses teach you techniques. It's all about problem solving. But my program teaches you transformation. And there's a massive difference between trying to fix your broken circumstances or heal your wounded shadow and simply becoming the version of you who has the amount of money you want. Not with robotic affirmations or toxic positivity or trying to white knuckle the problem by overworking yourself into exhaustion. All of those things are eventually going to fizzle out and backfire. That's why I use my signature 5-pillar method. It's rooted in neuroscience and psychology, not wishful thinking. The 5 pillars of manifesting are your beliefs, thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. And they're all connected. Pull on one and the others will shift too. Here's the science behind why this actually works. Neuroscientists have shown that our subconscious beliefs quite literally filter what we perceive as possible through something called the reticular activating system, or RAS. When you have a deep belief that money is hard to make, or you don't deserve it, or people like you don't get to have it, your brain is actively scanning your environment and confirming those beliefs. You are not even seeing the opportunities that are right in front of you because your brain has been trained to filter them out. Quantum physicists have also studied the relationship between expectation and outcome, most prominently in the double slit experiment. And what they found supports something really important. Your expectations create your reality. And trust me, you don't need to understand the science behind everything in order to apply this strategy perfectly. Just like I have no idea how the internet works, but I still use it literally every day. This is the part of the video where most gurus will tell you that you just have to think positive and pretend that you won the lottery. But here's what makes my method more practical. I don't ask you to fake positivity or pretend that your doubts don't exist. In fact, we do the opposite. When you become aware of a negative belief, it's like your gas gauge is lighting up. It's not a bad thing. It's just information. And when you know what's in the tank, you can actually do something about it. That's why we work with your negative beliefs. Gently rewire your thought patterns. Allow your feelings to shift naturally without forcing them. Become aware of the language that you're using around money, and start identifying the small daily actions or inactions that are quietly sabotaging your progress. All 5 pillars working together. By the way, if you find this video helpful, please subscribe. I post content like this all the time and you don't want to miss it. So, what really happens when all 5 of your pillars are aligned? Reality starts to shift in your favor. My clients typically start seeing undeniable results within the first 30 days, sometimes faster, and sometimes it does take a little longer. But I'll always be honest with you about that because this isn't magic. This is real and it works. I've had clients get promotions that they had been denied for years. Others got hired at dream jobs that they thought were completely out of reach. Clients who manifested free cars. Yes, literally. Clients who received massive scholarships that they didn't even think that they qualified for. And one client, I still get so giddy telling this story, manifested a $15,000 jackpot and then a $20,000 jackpot all in the same week. This stuff is crazy, but these results are not outliers. And this is not luck. These are regular people from every walk of life who simply applied my step-by-step method. And the work is not overwhelming. That's kind of the whole point. My signature 5-pillar method is not taught by any other coaches. It's not a spin-off of Abraham Hicks or Neville Goddard. This is not yet another law of attraction course. There's nothing mystical or magical about it. You don't have to wait for the stars to align. But the information is not easy to piece together on your own. Trust me. It's a culmination of almost 15 years of studying science, psychology, and manifestation, and really testing what works consistently and what really doesn't. But it doesn't need to take you 15 years of research figuring it out all by yourself. The Manifest Anything workbook walks you through the entire 5-pillar method step by step with simple, clear instructions that are designed to fit in your busy life. No starting point is too hopeless or too advanced for you to see progress with this program. but it is especially helpful if you are busy and don't have much energy or time to spare. So if you're running a business, working two jobs, parenting, and managing a million things at once, this is not going to add a pile of tasks on your to-do list. It's going to help you make small, realistic shifts throughout your day to start changing everything. No hour-long rituals, no complicated routines, just real changes that are actually sustainable. And it doesn't matter if you've never had financial success before, or if you feel like you've already reached your financial ceiling. It doesn't matter if you've tried every manifestation technique and failed. This is built for every person at every starting point. And before you spiral into skepticism, ask yourself, what is the cost of staying exactly where you are now? Not just financially, although that matters, but what is it costing you in stress, in sleep, working longer hours away from your family or hobbies, in racking up regrets for what you've missed out on because your financial position isn't where you want it to be? The scariest part of staying stuck isn't really your bank account. It's that over time, you start to believe that this is just your life, that the financial dreams you have are for other people to enjoy. People with different backgrounds, different luck, and different circumstances. And that belief, that sinking feeling in your stomach, that weight on your spine, the ball in your throat, that's the thing that's actually keeping you stuck. Not your job, not the economy, it's not your past. It's you identifying as someone who can't have the money that you want. Skepticism is a healthy response to new information, but skepticism is just another belief that we can work with. Not trying is truly the only dead end. So what have you already lost by not trying? If you're ready to stop watching videos like this and start getting results, the link to the Manifest Anything program is in my description below. And while you're down there, check out my other courses, coaching, and meditation, because there is something for everyone. Please leave any questions below. I'm happy to answer. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and happy manifesting!